Chocolate Man is back, and I'm feeling a bit sick. I'm feeling like my body is fighting me having this much energy and talking at this speed. Unfortunately, last night I went to do some sports and I met with a guy there and I lied. I didn't really lie. I stretched the truth. So it's still lying. And I don't like that. And I've noticed that I've been doing it for the last few days in certain ways to boost my credibility and my authority. Not on camera, though. I haven't lied on camera. Let's see. No, I didn't lie on camera, at least in the last few days. But the point is that I couldn't help myself yesterday. It was bad and I hated it. And I was like, I judged myself in the morning. I was like, why did I do that? Why did I need to do that? Why couldn't I just be normal and talk about the things that I'm doing or talk about the things that I have experienced, but not embellish them? Like, why do I feel the need to embellish the things that I've experienced to boost my credibility? If I truly believe that my ideas can stand out and on their own, I should express my ideas without the need to embellish the stories that I've lived. Because back then I did not have these ideas. So of course I did not have this way of thinking. Therefore, I did not have the results that I'm having today. So of course I'm not going to be able to get the same results by having the same ideas. Yeah, it's weird. I had to embellish my stories just to feel good about myself. And it's bad. It's really, really, really bad. And I don't like it. And I don't want to do it ever again, even though I might slip here and there again. And I'm going to judge myself and I'm going to feel bad about myself. I'm also having a bit of a cold. I took a paracetamol, but I've been having it for a week now, I think. I've been really struggling with this cold, and I've even expressed it right before, well, before the actual start of this experiment, where I talk with more energy and I speak louder and I vocal project towards the camera, and I'm much more focused and much more fast, especially in the morning when I feel like I really don't want to do it. Even though I don't feel that much resistance anymore. I used to feel a lot of resistance, especially when I didn't wake up. I didn't sleep properly, even though tonight I slept quite okay from 5 to 1, which is decent, let's say. I could have slept a bit more, but I didn't because honestly, I don't know why, but I wanted to sleep more. But heat keeps on being unbearable to go to sleep. I just sweat and even at night, which is so frustrating. But after I go to sleep, that's fine. I'm more than okay. But people pay a lot of money to have saunas. I have it for free. So, yeah. Let's talk a bit about emotions and the fact that I feel a bit proud about the fact that I've been only watching social media after I finish the work. So I've been keeping that up. And lately, I didn't even really feel like it because I felt so energetic and so alive. I didn't feel like watching social media, for instance, when I finished work. I was like, should I watch social media? Should I stay in this state? Should I be this? Because I didn't resonate. I really did not resonate with that. Or I just didn't feel like watching social media. That was the point. I don't like to use words as I didn't resonate. I didn't, whatever. So that was the point. I couldn't watch social media. I still watched, but I had to watch it at 2 times speed just because it was too slow, and it didn't match my energy and my intense practice that I've been doing lately. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm seeing that I'm not going up there, you know, I'm not going to the extremes right now. If I needed to go to the extremes, if I wanted to go to the extreme, this is what it would look like. But I don't go there. So I keep it a bit more low just because I am feeling this cold and this, you know, I'm feeling stuffed, but I should be going up and up and up and higher in my energy levels just because I want to train that faster. I want to train it to be at the limit and then go beyond a bit just so I can really emote and really be more alive. And I really feel like it will just expand into my life and I will become this person, even though I think I am because I'm already doing it, because I'm feeling like not, I don't really feel like a fraud. I don't really feel it's actually more of a fraud to speak slower because I'm like, oh, now I have time to think and I have time to analyze everything that I'm saying. So that feels a bit more like, I don't know if it's just because my mind is keeping it's backtracking from the times that I'm speaking super fast, or it's just that I started to get that feeling from the state of uncertainty and that feels fake because I'm not really certain and my mind thinks like, oh, this guy is just not doing anything properly, like is not really believing in what he's saying, so of course he's a fraud. And I'm like, technically right. Probably right, I don't know, but it's interesting, like, and that's what I wanted to touch on when I was speaking and I was distorting the truth. In other words, I was lying. I didn't speak with conviction because I knew that if I said that with this much conviction, I would have been like, no, I can't do that. I really can't say that with that much conviction. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not used to speaking with this much conviction with the first time I meet someone. So yeah, and I shouldn't speak with this much conviction when I speak to people. Honestly, well, not with everyone and not in all cases. It's just another tool in the toolbox. So, but I'm developing to such a degree so that it becomes unconscious behavior. Not only unconscious behavior, but I have so much control over it that I can turn it on like a light switch. And that's the point. I want to get to the point where this feels so natural and so easy that I just slip into it by accident. And that's where I want to go. And also I want to train myself to have this amount of energy every day, all day. Well, not really all day because I don't need it all day, but it's like training for a marathon. You train for a marathon, then running after a bus is simple. But for some people, running after the bus is the most difficult thing they can do during a day. So the point is that I want to really expand my levels of energy and levels of output in this manner at this speed to be able to juggle around with ideas and concepts super fast and in a meaningful way. And that's what I want to do. Like, I really want to express myself and play at a code level, let's say, at a programming level of my mind. I want to play there and be like, let's turn on the volume, let's turn on the the volume, the conviction, the confidence, the everything. Just turn them all up and the speed, and let's see how much it can run. How what's the limit? What's actually the limit? And if I'm testing out the idea of momentum to see if the momentum applies to these kinds of things as well, because I've been doing a lot of videos talking in front of the camera, but in a different cadence, and I've seen such a large amount of benefit. And now I want to see another large amount of benefit, but in this other area, which is energy. The way I feel every day, the way I feel when I stop the camera, actually. I'm training myself 6 times a day to be in this state, in this high alertness and high energy state, even first thing in the morning. I just woke up, went to make this beautiful hot chocolate, and then I started the video. Well, I kind of procrastinated for a bit, but I wasn't really procrastinating. I was making sure that it doesn't happen what happened last night, which is I'm gonna fall with the chair. So that's why I was basically procrastinating. Also, I was kind of procrastinating, to be honest, but it was just because I didn't feel like I have it like I used to. Like when I started a few weeks ago, before I started, I was like, yeah, I was cruising. I was like, yeah, this is nice. I've become so proficient at and so efficient at talking in front of the camera, and yet I could sense there are other levels and other areas where I can improve. And one of them is the level of energy that I output, because the camera really cuts. Like if you were here in the room, you would be like, oh my Jesus Lord, this guy is so intense. Like lower down. It just cuts half of it. Like the camera really, really cuts more than half of it. If you go into this intense of an energy, it just cuts half of it. You just look a bit faster, but you don't really look as if you were here in the room with me. And that's the whole point. Like, to be honest, I was thinking, what's the difference? Yesterday, I was thinking, what's the difference between like doing a training in person and doing a training in on a video? And I think that the training in person can really judge the trainer based on their energy more, their energy levels than conviction levels. Because whenever you are speaking with conviction and energy on a video, it doesn't really translate that well. It cuts it almost in half, especially, well, if you are at a lower energy level, it doesn't cut it in half. But if you are over that limit, it just limits it to here. And if you are double that amount, like really, honestly, I was looking at a video because I cannot watch social media during the day. I was looking at one of my videos earlier, the one that I did last night, and I was like, wow, it really didn't feel like that. And I know that if someone was here in the room with me, they would be like, this amount of conviction and energy is insane, especially if you put it and you take it for minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes at a time. It's so crazy and you would not believe it. And that's the point. Like, it's interesting to have it in this manner on the camera, but really it's a different type of thing if you were here. And the point is that I really want to build that to a certain degree where I can have so much energy and I can become this person. It's not faking it until you make it, it's actually doing it until I become that person, or until I become it. Because it is not really part of me in terms of to a like unconscious level, to a physical level. My body is still not really capable of doing that. It has the potential, of course it has the potential, but it doesn't, it's not there yet. Like it's exactly the same with sports. You are able, you have the potential to lift 100 kilograms, but right now you are at 45 or at 50 or at 60 kilos that you can lift. So that's the whole point. I'm training myself to lift more in terms of energy. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, and that's exactly how I'm going to do it. I've explained it a couple of times and I'm reiterating it so that I keep myself accountable and I keep myself present to the moment and present towards the benefits that I get, even though the road seems like it has a lot of bumps. What a beautiful day. This is going to be a short day because I just don't want to work anymore, and I want to be able to be free to meet with my friends. I'm actually meeting with 2 friends, probably 3 friends, I don't know, and I still have to do some sports and some things, and I still have to do some editing as well. I did some editing for the meditation sessions, but I was thinking that, okay, let's name it the Friendship Day. So I was thinking about this idea about friends and things, and the fact that I kind of took a friend out of my life. I just said to him, we're no longer friends. We can no longer communicate. And I was thinking about the fact that sometimes my friends tend to take me for granted quite a bit just because I'm there and I don't really have a lot to do. But whenever I start to do a lot of projects and I have a lot of work, my friends get pissed because I'm no longer there. And if I put a boundary in for our friendship and I say like, look, I don't have more than an hour for you today, they're gonna be like, what? You're so important. You only have 1 hour and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, I don't have. You have to really. It's not happening like that, but they get a bit pissed, and then they try to get more. Like a friend of mine last night, he actually took 3 hours of my time. I wish it was just an hour and a half, and yeah, kind of made the best. Like that's the whole point. I try to make the best out of all the situations. Like I try to make it a bit productive, I try to make it fun, I try to have a great time laughing. It was just a phone call, a video phone call, but it was 3 hours, man. I could have done a lot more things in those 3 hours. And that's the whole point, is like there are some friends that are eating too much of your time, and you have to be putting some guardrails for that to not happen as often as it does sometimes. And it's really difficult because you really want to spend time with your friends and you really want to, but when you have so many things to do and so many projects, and I know I'm sounding like I have so many things to do, but I kind of do, because I'm putting off some things. I'm not doing a lot of things that I should be doing. And that's the point. Like it's the time is so limited. We all have like 24 hours in a day, 16 hours that we are awake, and we want to do meditation, sports, work, achievements, all those kinds of things, have great relationships with people. It's very difficult. So you have to shave something off. And sometimes, well, I've been shaving off social media, so that's a good thing to do, like instead of shaving off my friends. But I did. I did shave off one of my friends. I was like, no, I don't want to deal with this anymore. It's too much for me, and I don't like how you treated me in this situation, and I'm putting a stop to our friendship. And I'm still pissed about the situation, and that's goes to show how badly I was wounded by that situation and by those accusations. And I was like, in no way is that true. None of what you said is true. It might seem true, but none of it is true. And if you cannot understand that it is not true at all, if from your perspective it might seem true, I don't know, but it does not seem from my perspective, and the facts don't point to your conclusions and your accusations. So I'm like, I'm sorry, but our friendships needs to be ended, because I told you how much it hurt me and you don't really care. I'm trying to explain to you for 30 minutes that it's been a difficult and hurtful experience, and you don't take any responsibility for it. In fact, you are making fun of me, which is shitty. So that's not what friends should do. So no longer friends. I know I seem drastic and I seem very like I cut people off super fast, but it's not like I haven't thought about it for the last year. I did. And I was like, yeah, this person is no longer compatible with my style of life and the things that I'm doing and the things that I'm thinking and the way that I'm moving and all of those things. And I cannot really, they are hindering my productivity because they demand so much attention and they create so much drama, and they say things, they catastrophize things way too fast. And I'm like, okay, we have to get rid of this person. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And he doesn't even know it. He's probably thinking like, oh yeah, it was the only time I pissed him off. He's like, no, we're no longer friends. He exaggerated so much. And I'm like, no, there are countless times that you've messed up, you've accused me of things, you catastrophized things, and I didn't even mention it. I did not even mention it. Why? Because I don't want to put that into the world, put that into the relationship. I want to know that the relationship is good. I don't want to focus on that because I don't want to focus on your flaws. Until today. Today is the day that I break it off because I cannot really you cannot really expect people to change. That's the whole point. You cannot really expect people to change. I've been proven wrong whenever I expected someone to change, and everyone else who I talk to, you cannot really expect people to change. If something pisses you off, they will do it over and over and over and over again. So you either accept it or you go away. And that's exactly what I did. I accepted it until I couldn't accept it anymore, and then I went away. Yeah, I don't feel good about it. I know I've already forgiven him, but I will never speak to him again because I don't want to risk putting myself in that situation again with the same person. A different person maybe. I give them the same chances. Like, that's the whole point. I'm not getting bitter about the situation. Like, I'm not gonna change my outlook on life. I'm still gonna give people the same chances I gave this person, this friend, so many times. And I'm gonna give people these chances over and over again until I'm proven wrong. Because there are people like some of my other friends respect me to bits. They really respect me. They have never accused me of such things. They don't catastrophize things. They are happy with their life. They're happy with our friendship, and they don't take my time. They don't leech off of these things that I'm doing and all of these whatever. I just don't like when people do that. Whenever they take so much of your time, so much of your attention, like it means nothing. They really think that it means nothing. And if I used to joke to people, I used to make this joke like, look, I'm getting paid $36 an hour. Like, you've just wasted 2 hours of my life. That's $70 an hour. You've just wasted. Like, really think about it. Like, you need to really think about it. It's not that I'm so focused on money, but it is a point. Like, that certain task that we are doing, that certain activity that we are doing needs to bring more than $70 worth of value in my life. Whether that is laughing, whether that is, I cannot spend 2 hours bickering, bitching, moaning, and doing things like that. I have to move on. And yeah, of course, it feels like I'm complaining because I am complaining. But yeah, it's a difficult situation, and I need to really focus on these problems and try to find a bit of a better solution, because I've seen a pattern where people take me for granted. They really do take me for granted, and then they think that I do not, like, because I meditate and because I do so many things to lower my stress in my life, they think they can say super bad things to me and I'm not going to get offended just because I can take it. And I'm like, sure, I can take a punch, but why would you punch me? Like, why? What's the purpose? Like, that's the whole point. Like, if someone can take a punch, why would you punch them? Like, why? It's not like they've asked for it because they can take a punch. Like, no. No. That's not the way you do it. Like, if someone builds capacity to endure stress, to endure adversity, that doesn't mean they invite adversity. In fact, they are building resilience to be able to get more smoothly and navigate life in a very relaxed and very happy way. And that's the whole point. I'm trying to navigate life by being alive, by having energy, by being happy. And yeah, I don't like complaining. I'm sorry that I was complaining, but it is what it is. This is what I was facing these days, and it's difficult to really focus on something else, and I need to get it out there so that I can move on faster. I've told you I've already forgiven the person, but I'm not over the situation. I was so hurt that I'm not over the situation yet. So I need to take some steps, take a break, take some things. That's exactly why I'm filming this video so early, so that I can take a break, relax, meet with other friends, and convince myself that there are other things in life than that situation. It's a recency bias. It's called a recency bias. It's something that happens super fast, super close to the event, seems more traumatic than it is, even though you had more traumatic events in your past. But yeah, so thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.